today's the official start of our Sprinter build. We ordered a bunch of stuff the last couple of days to kind of enough to get us going. I'm sure with any build like this, you gotta do it in the right order. Like you can't just go out and build a bed and build a cabinet and not do the insulation and the roof racks and stuff like that, because ours comes with a headliner and some of these side panels, and they have to come off. And then once we have the bare metal exposed, we'll have to work on any of the holes that need to come through this ceiling. So we made a list right here. Marlene loves lists.
My favorite thing.
I'll give you guys a little look at this list. Freeze that frame if you need to. Not telling you this is the best way to do it, but this is how we're gonna do it. Whoa. No, I bought a Sprinter. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. I wasn't really even considering Ram ProMasters, but I just did a quick search online. I mean, if you're not serious about buying a car, never give them your email address on TrueCar. I mean, serious.
And phone number, non-stop calls.
Non-stop calls. And I get it, you know. I worked in the marketing department for a long time, and these are hot leads. Okay, so I'm gonna go off this list a little bit. So first step, which we're gonna do today, remove the headliner and remove the side paneling. Headliner specifically, because the first thing we need to do is install the roof tracks, which we got. We got roof tracks from Vantech, and they're not the factory tracks from Mercedes. I don't know if they're cheaper or more expensive. It was about $320. And we'll also create a list of all the items, and I'll tally them up as we go through this build, so you can kind of see how much we've spent, and also through the video you can probably see how much time we worked on it. So this is officially day one.
Also, we'll have a tally at the end of each video, like hours spent, money spent in this video, and then we can add it all up at the end.
Yeah,
Give
so
it like a running tally.
right. So today is April what?
7th.
April 7th, official start date. We've been driving this, but right now this is going to be turned into a construction zone. May not be driving this as much. So 7th, and then you'll see how many days it took us to get certain items done. But the roof tracks are aftermarket, but they do go into the existing pre-drilled holes from the factory. So there are holes in like a little strip on each side, little indentation on each side that have holes that are plugged up. So all you do is you pry the little top off and you punch the bottom through once you have the headliner removed. So that'll be our first thing, and then we'll remove the wall panels, and then while we have all the bare metal exposed, we're going to figure out where we're going to cut holes, which would probably be the most scary thing, because that'll be the first quote-unquote damage that we'll inflict on this van. We have one fantastic fan that's going to go in here. Actually, I mean, our plan is to install two, but we don't have the second one yet.
Right.
If we just install one, where would it be? Would it be here? The goal is to have one here and one here.
Yeah, one for
but
safety,
if we
and
end
one
up
for cooking.
only have one, I think it's better to have that one here, because we definitely need it for cooking. And if it's gonna be pushing or drawing air, it'll do it from any position. So last step will be cutting holes for fans, and then also cutting holes for windows. We're thinking about putting windows in the last third. So these side panels right here are gonna get holes cut for windows. We're not sure exactly what windows we're gonna get yet. We're also gonna try to see how the internal layout will look, and we'll give you guys some idea later in this video about that. So once that's in, we'll do the insulation and then do the electric pre-wire. We'll run all the wiring that we need before we put the door or the wall panels back on. We're gonna reuse the headliner. We're gonna reuse all the side paneling that already comes with it. And then where we don't have paneling, like right here, we're gonna have to make something. Maybe try to use the factory mounting points too to kind of put paneling here once we have insulation in. So once we're there, we need to figure out where to mount stuff to the walls of the van so we can attach cabinets, either hanging cabinets or wall cabinets, and also the bed rails that go on the side. We're thinking about just mounting like an L track. So L tracks are these aluminum milled, like it's a strip of aluminum. It's not an extrusion, it's actually milled out of solid aluminum, so it's really strong. And then you just kind of, put them into the side, and they can sit outside of the paneling, and then you can attach things to it really securely.
I think that's what like airplane seats are attached to on the ground.
Totally. So it's used in the airline industry a lot. We're thinking about doing that. We'll do L track back here, and then like the bed will attach to hardware that's attached to the L track. So it can be flexible. If we do them, we can do them vertical, or we can do them horizontal. If we do vertical, then we can even adjust the height of the bed after the fact. So that could be cool. We'll see how that goes. This comes with actually like a really nice composite floor. It's probably about 1/4 inch thick, and it has like this rubber mat on top of it. I don't want to take it out, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut maybe a piece of 1/2 inch birch ply, and a good quality birch ply, exactly to the shape of everything that's gonna have stuff built on top of it. So here is gonna be just kind of open floor space. We won't have it here, but we're gonna have cabinets, and here we'll have the bed platform, and then so all the stuff that will have stuff built on top of it, we'll get 1/2 inch birch ply, and maybe even some foam insulation under the birch ply. The rationale for that is we'll have solid piece of good quality plywood that we can screw strips of wood into, and that'll be like, and it won't go through all the way through to the metal.
Yeah.
It'll be a good foundation for us to build up from. We're gonna lose a few inches of, headroom, because it will be then like a couple inches off.
Well, it's not gonna be a couple inches thick.
It'll probably be a total of an inch at the most,
okay,
if we do 1/2 inch foam and then 1/2 inch ply.
Okay.
So 1 inch, so that's not gonna be bad. And then, so that way then we can like reconfigure it. If we want to rebuild it later, we can just drill new holes. If we drill too many holes, we can take it out and put a new piece in. Use it as a template. So that, and then like all the exposed areas that's not insulated, we can just cut a custom piece of carpet, lay it down in that, and that'll serve as insulation for the floor. By the time we get there, then we'll have a solid foundation on the floor to be able to bolt or screw pieces of 1x1 strips into, and then we'll start building up. We'll build a bed platform, start building the cabinets up from there. We may or may not do hanging cabinets, we'll see along the way, but that'll be the time when we do that. And once we get all the framing done, before we put all the paneling on, so all that pre-wiring that I did, we'll just be kind of poking out wherever we need to have a light or fridge or batteries and all that, and solar. And I'll finish up the electrical wiring, so that's when I'll put in the fuse blocks and the lighter plugs for if we need outlets, switches if we need switches for lights or whatever. That'll happen then. And then and then once we have that, then we can finish all the cabinet doors, close that all up. So then it'll be then it'll actually feel pretty complete in here. Then we can start doing more of the finishing work. And obviously we're going to do propane, so we're going to have to build a sealed propane box and then drill a hole through the floor to ventilate. If there's any leakage at all, propane is heavier than air. So if we build a seal box, put the propane in there, and if propane leaks out, it'll go to the bottom. If there's a way for it to go out, it'll just go out through the bottom. So we'll do that, and then we'll have to plumb the propane line to the stove, and also we're going to use an Olympic Wave 3 right now is what we're thinking, a catalytic heater. Doesn't take any electricity, it's safe to use indoors, and it's
all
really
be in
efficient.
The same area, so we don't have to run lines all around.
We'll just run it over here. The stove will be here, the heater will be here, maybe in like a slider that can come out and back in when we're not using it. Maybe we'll build a cabinet here, because there's a little tilt to the seat here, and the heater, if it's the right size, we can kind of just push it back in here and lock it in place. In the propane line, maybe we'll hire out, and if we don't hire out, we'll definitely get it pressure tested to make sure that it's safe. And then we'll run all the safety detectors. We'll do carbon monoxide, we'll do propane detector, and we'll do smoke alarm. Let's see, and then we'll mount the heater. And then once we have that, we should have all the cabinets ready. Then we'll install the stove and the sink. We're just gonna do simple plumbing for the liquid, for the water. We're just gonna use jugs. A lot of people use jugs, which is what we're probably gonna do. We're not gonna worry about having water tanks. So we'll do 5-gallon jugs, and we can carry multiple 5-gallon jugs with us if we need. And then they can go under our bed, or they can have enough room under the galley. We'll just put them all under the galley. But at the very least, we'll have a 5-gallon fresh that we pull from, and then the sink will drain into another 5-gallon gray. Let's see, so plumbing, and then at that point, like, we should have a pretty functioning camper. Then we just have to finish out the bedding. We'll find whatever kind of foam we're gonna use, or maybe we'll use the proper foam mattress for both of our beds. Oh, and then we'll finish the bed platform too on top. If we do L-track, we'll build a bed platform. And our thought right now is for the top bunk will be probably a little over 6 foot long, front to back, north-south. But it'll be built in like 3 sections of each section a little over 2 feet that they can come apart and stack. So we can remove the first 4 feet of it, stack it to the back. So then our bed that's down here can just be seating during the day. And then the third will be back, and you can just put gear on that.
All the bedding. That's the hard thing is when you're full time. It's like, where do we put all these extra blankets if we collapse the bed? So this way, it'll all kind of stack up from here to here on that third panel that won't be removable.
Yeah, maybe we'll put some bungees to kind of make sure it doesn't fall out. If we leave it like that when we drive or something.
Yeah.
When we like that webbing or the net. So, especially in the wintertime when there's going to be like a lot of bedding for 5 people and pillows. Well, also we can push them underneath too. So there'll be 4 foot of, you know, bed, or our bed down here, and then all the way up to the top could be clear. And then we'll do window coverings, or whatever we're going to use. We'll probably do some kind of curtains.
And have like a, maybe pad some Reflectix.
Yeah, we can make something
a little nicer. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, so there's a lot of windows up in the front, and none of that is insulated. So you're going to need to insulate that. Otherwise, all the heat will come through the glass. So you need to make sure you do that. And then we'll paint. You know, we'll do, that's the final finishing stuff.
Yeah.
We'll cut the carpeting to the shape that we need. We can install those seat swivels when they get here, whenever they get here, and they're not necessarily in any order because that's kind of standalone up there.
Yeah.
We want to do, once we have the swivels for the seats, the 2 front seats can turn around, face backwards. So we have the crew. So we have the 3 seats in the back, 2 in the front that can turn around and face those 3 seats. And our goal is to find some kind of way to mount a table. So then our driver passenger seat and the 3 kid seats will also act as our dining room seats.
Right.
And we'll just sit up there.
It's removable.
Removable. So we can work there, we can eat there, we can do school there, whatever we need.
Yeah.
And then, you know, a couple extra things if we have time for. We don't have to do this right away, or we can kind of see if the need arises, which is like we may do like a road shower thing, like a tube. Once we put the racks up, we're going to do 2 crossbars for the rack, and then we'll do during the electrical phase, I'll mount the solar panels in front of this roof vent. So we got 275 watt solar panels, so we'll have a total of 350 watts. And then we'll have 2 6-volt AGM batteries with a total of 225 amp hours of power. So we know 350 watts is enough for us, and we know 225 amps is enough for us because that's more than we had in the Casita. And that is a little less than what we have in the Casita and the truck camper combined. But because they're not 2 separate vehicles, there'll be less Ghost Phantom amp draw. So between the 2 campers, we have 400 watts of solar and 100 plus 1, 250 amp hours of battery. So the ratios are good. Our ratio will be 350 watts to 225 amps. You want your ratio to be about 1 amp to about 1.5 watt of solar. That'll more than cover you on sunny days, and that would help you in overcast days. Some people need more. You know, there are a lot of people that say, "Oh no, I need double that," and that's not going to be enough. But, you know, we've lived on the road for 10 years and we know exactly what we've had solar for probably 8 of those years. So we know what we need, and we've figured out a lot of ways to kind of minimize our requirement for electricity. USB everything. Try to use 12-volt chargers for your computers whenever available.
No, and we don't have a TV.
No TV. We don't use, you know, like electric heaters or induction cooktops, any of that stuff. And then our heater is going to be a catalytic heater that takes 0 electricity. So it's going to be plenty. But that's it. That's the running list. And we're going to tape this up to the window and then just kind of start crossing things off as we go.
And hopefully we're going to do it within a month and on a $5,000 budget. So yeah, we'll see.
So right here I will show you a running list of all the items that we've already purchased and how much that's costing us right now. So hopefully the high ticket items are behind us, and all the stuff that's going forward are things like insulation, you know, wood, trim, some wires, some connectors.
Yeah.
So hopefully whatever number we tally it up to right now, it could be more than 50% of what we'll spend on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we'll do it in 4 weeks. I don't know we'll do it within $5,000, but that is our goal. We're going to shoot for that.
It's nice to have goals.
So anyways, I hope that was helpful for you guys to kind of hear out our thought process, and we're excited to get this going, and we'll make videos all along the way, keep you guys updated with the progress. You know, it's going to be a lot of work, but we're ready for it. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, you want to follow our van build progress, go ahead and subscribe below. And if you're already subscribed, please don't unsubscribe. You will thank me later. And if you're not subscribed, maybe it'll be fun for you. All right?
All right.
All right. Cool. See you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.